Good evening, everyone. The new season of the Flag to Flag League. So we're starting something new, some changes been done. So basically the new feature is that we have a safety car. Of course there were some issues with it, but I think we are quite okay with it. There are still plenty of things that we need to learn, and I think we're gonna see it during the time, but it should be actually quite good. So we already got the first laps done, and I can see that Cherubini, Church, Cascade are already on the track, make quite good laps, but still plenty of drivers need to make their own ones. So let's talk about the track, because we are in the Barcelona, so I think quite known track, so there shouldn't be any surprise. I think it should be just quite smooth, I hope. Still waiting for the drivers, and I'm wondering how Stormcloud will make it. Jan Frabis unfortunately is not driving with us anymore. He's starting in a different race league, and I wish him all the best, because yeah, he won the last season, even though he had the same amount of points as a Stormcloud, but the numbers of the first position he had was higher than the Stormcloud. So Jan Frabis won the last season. Church on position number 2. So let's talk about the safety car and how it's gonna work. So basically I am the safety car. I'm gonna do it. So how the safety car looks like, maybe I can just show it like that, and I can do something like that. So basically the safety car will show up on the track when something bad will happen. What do I mean by something bad? One example is a crash where we have more than 3 vehicles involved. If I'm gonna say something like that, safety car is on the track, I'm gonna make 2 laps. On the second lap I'm going to the pit. This is how it's gonna end. And then of course the race will go on. But what you're gonna see is that the first guy will just need to worry about the people behind him, because they will be really close. So I have an app that I'm gonna use, so the screen for the app gonna look something like that, so there will be plenty of mess, but this is just for race purpose. But let's talk about the track. So Barcelona first corner gonna give us a plenty of issue. So first and second sector quite fast, second of course much faster. Third sector there will be some problems. There will be some problems when drivers get just the tires worn off already. So I'm wondering how it's gonna look like. I don't expect any problems with it, but still something may still happen. So first and second sector should be quite fast. The third one, I'm gonna see, I guess, plenty of people on the turn 10, when there will be plenty of problems forgetting where the drivers are supposed to brake, especially when they're gonna try overtake. And yes, I would just say overtaking, there will be plenty of opportunities to overtake drivers, especially with the DRS zones, and I guess we're gonna see it plenty of times. So one thing is, I hope I'm not gonna use the safety car. I hope that it will be just not necessary to use it. The next race is Monaco, so it's better to test it now, I think. But still I hope that everyone gonna make it through the turn 1, and then they will be just better and better. So if you have any questions, please ask me, I will try to answer them. So far I can see Emil Praga, so that's the driver that showed up on the last race, and I was surprised by his tempo. So Emil Praga on the first position, Cherubini on the position number 2, and Cortex on position number 3. Where is Stormcloud? I don't see him for now. Syntax on the position number 4, Church on the position number 50, Ali on the position number 6. So basically we're driving on the Ferrari model of F1. This one is a little bit boosted. What I mean by a little bit boosted? It's more to the spec of the current one that is used in the F1. So what I mean is pretty much the same. We've got the same speed as the current F1 Ferrari model. So basically not much a difference from the previous season. It's maybe just a little bit faster, but still drive it the same way. So I don't expect any problems with it. I hope everything will just go well. And we got this person that I don't know how to read his nickname. Kazdraki. Exactly. Sorry for now. I think I will just maybe say it a bit differently. So I will speak to this driver after the race and see how I'm supposed to say it. Actually, I don't have an idea. Unless you do, so just write it there. Sorry, maybe I'm just a little bit stressed and my tongue is just messing around somewhere and I just can't say properly. That's because of this safety cars. I think I just feel it that well, I got some pressure on me actually that I didn't have before. So still might be a bit different than usual my streams are. Especially that's stream in English that, well, I was not streaming in English quite a long time actually. So that also might be the reason that I just need to get used to it again, and then we're gonna see how it's gonna go. Okay, so once the race starts, I will just forget about it and just concentrate on the race and see what is happening. So let's change the camera to the normal one so we can actually see it. So here is our beautiful Barcelona. Weather is just fine. Ooh, and then we have some problem in the sector number 3. Thankfully that's just a qualification, so it's not that bad. But during the race, it might be the safety car opportunity, so I just need to watch it. The thing is, if I'm gonna miss something, I'm gonna miss the crash, and honestly there will be no safety car, but if there will be actually a big one, you're gonna definitely see it. So, Cherubini is still on the track, 0.4 behind Praga, Cortex 0.9 behind Praga, so it's almost 1 second. They're all on the track trying to improve their times. So maybe let's drive with Praga. So that's him trying to beat the time even a little bit more. So always trying to improve. And we got Stormcloud. Stormcloud is on the 4th position, so quite far. I didn't expect that would be that far. But this is just the first race, so I guess that the drivers just need to get used back to it, because we had I think a month of break. And I think the F1 is very specific. 3.5 minutes to the end of the qualification, so drivers need to really to fasten up, trying to make their best lap. I don't know what a pensionist is doing. Maybe he's a driver that got a strategy just to wait for all the drivers to crash. I've seen a few strategies like that. Not always they pay off. Hello Shotzi, how are you? Robinik on the track and is on the position number 18. Brent and some issues somewhere. Where is transcoding? Did Twitch took my transcoding? Yeah, they did. So that might be one of the reasons okay, I get it. So basically, lately I'm having transcoding all the time on the Twitch, but this time Twitch decided that, well, Emi Praga still on the track. Cherubini a little bit improved his time, so he's increasing the time gap between him and the Cortex. So that definitely works for him. Now is the question if he can actually keep it, or maybe Cortex will find his way. Hello Tomic, and thank you for cheer. Hope you have a good evening. Thank you very much once again. Emi Praga still on the track, trying to improve it. I don't think so there is any need for it, but still. Many things can happen. Maybe at the last second somebody gonna just improve his time. It happened a few times in the F1, so I wouldn't be that surprised. Church on the position number 4, Stormcloud above 1 second to Praga, so that's actually a lot. Praga and Church decided to stop after the straight line. Cortex maybe now improved time a little bit, but it's not enough to get on the position number 2. I think that was just actually a really small improvement. Stormcloud. Now we're gonna see if there is any better, and it's not. So Stormcloud wants to make one last lap just to make sure he will make it. But I see that on the curbs he's just a little bit flying on them. So that's not planned. That's not his plan. But still, that was the driver that was on the second position in the last season, so I think he wants to fight for the position number 1 once there is no Jan Freibis on the track. But now I don't think so it's actually that easy. We got Praga, Cherubini, Cortex actually is doing quite good. And I think that I've seen the improvement from the Church. So from the first race I've seen and the last race of the season, there was actually a big improvement from his side, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna see more and more of Church. Now let's see if Stormcloud can make it even better. Now he's on the straight, and let's see if it will be better. Stormcloud on the position number 3. So it was better. Still, not that good. Second line for him, unless Cortex will make it even better time. What is happening to me? Tell me. So that will be it, I guess. Robinik still on the track. Blade Master also Robinik a little bit problem with the curb, to get too aggressive. And that's end of the session. So 20 drivers on the track, and I'm of course the last one. In the first race we'll start not that far, so let us go through it like that. See all the drivers. I'm gonna set the camera on the first corner just to make sure I'm gonna see everything, and if there will be any problem there will be a safety car. That's actually a long straight, don't you think? Okay, maybe it's like that, so we're gonna get a much better view. And here we are, the lights are starting and there was a restart. It happened to me once, just after the start, but now I'll start a little bit later, so again. I'll check if there's any issue on the server, but I think everything is just okay, so maybe just a small thing that happened. Okay, it should be okay now. Okay, so now we'll look at that was disconnected, so that's why we had a restart. Just to make sure here we'll join back. So that's the friendly community we've been talking about. Okay, so let's slowly get back to the start. Let's slowly get back to the thing that I think we're interested. "15 seconds and we got the lights." So the first race of the season with the safety car. I will turn my lights on. We can hear the engines and there they go. The first race starts. Plenty of drivers. So far so smooth. So we're getting to the first corner. A little bit tight. Chibuni is actually, I think, fighting with the car, and Puraga still making there some cuts of the track, but besides that looks okay. So I'm gonna go back just to the pit and see if everything is okay. Still, yeah, Church on the position 5th. I don't see my store, I don't know what is happening. Robinik on the position number 3, on the position number 2, Storm Cloud, so he made it through. And then I just need to turn my second up because I don't know why mine is not working. So Storm Cloud still on the position number 2, and we have some issues on the 15th position. Oh, that was look a bit too far. Still he made it. Blade Master on position number 10. So we got a little bit mess, so that's Cherubini on the position number 1, on the position number 2 is Storm Cloud, and they're making their first lap, so everything looks so far clear, and I have my standing right now, so I can turn it off. Thankfully, Kaskakie on the position number 6, Deacon on position number 7, Print on position number 9, Blade Master on position number 10. Puraga on position number 16, and now he's making it through, but I don't know what happened. I think that was this driver that cut the track. Now he's back on the race, but still there's plenty of position that he needs to get through. CMR fighting with Luca. He's really close. I think you just need to make sure that something's wrong is gonna happen. Just let him go. Same Ali. Ali behind the Blade Master, fight of the position number 10. Storm Cloud, I can see, still keeping the safe distance behind Cherubini. Robinik 1 second behind him, Cortex half second behind Robinik. Now we got Storm Cloud on the screen because he's really getting closer to the Cherubini. Robinik also slowly decreasing the time, decreasing the difference between them. Suka is out of the track. Now he's going back. Thankfully, I don't think so. There's maybe small problems with his vehicle, but everything looks okay besides that. Blade Master losing his position to Ali. So Ali's in position number 10. Blade Master, I think, small problems with the traction. And Prague on position number 15. So we're getting back to the CMR. And Stormcloud in position number 2. 0.3 behind the Cherubini. Robinik losing 1 second to him, and Cortex is actually quite close to Robinik. Gunboat in the pit stop. 33 laps to go, 3 already done. And so far looks clean, so only I think small problem for Praga. The start didn't go as he was thinking of. And Emil Praga left the server, so that's the first DNF, so that was not his race. There's actually plenty of drivers in that position. We got Assetto on boat and Suka in the pit stop. Bob Deacon position number 7, just behind Cass, and he's making it through. I think that was DRS open, so that's why he is so far. Yeah, that was DRS, now we could see the spoiler closed. So Bobby can use it, but now is counter-attack, and Cass is making it back. The driver that is driving outside of the line, don't know what happened. Maybe he was just making them through, so that was flagging blue flag for someone. Storm also in position number 2 behind Cherubini. Rubinik also getting closer, and Cortex also, so this is 4 drivers that are actually quite close to each other. Rubinik has no problem with this cut, so he went too far, way too far. He lost traction and he had to counter. Thankfully he made it. Small problem, Storm Cloud out of the track, and there was one driver out, so that was, I think that was Titan Ball. That was Titan Ball. That was, I think, the drivers that had the small issues. So basically Storm Cloud on position number 5, Rubinik and Cherubini fighting there. No too much space for Cherubini, now he's going to the pit. Storm Cloud will be in position number 4. So Cortex on position number 1, Church on position number 2, Rubinik on the position number 3. So a little mix-up here, the next play that. And it's gonna happen in that way. I see these drivers were actually too close to each other, and that was the outcome of it. Oliver losing position, thanks to Ali. So Ali is another driver that improves a lot. Syntax in position number 7 behind Deacon. So putting pressure on him, but behind Syntax there is Ali, so if Syntax will not overtake Deacon, it might end bad. Francesco Cherubini left the server, so that's the second DNF. It's Tambo to also the server, so 3 drivers out of the race. And now we got the Syntax trying to make sure, and small problem from Syntax, losing already 2 positions. Definitely didn't work for him. But that was the pressure, that was Ali working on him, so Ali is making it right now to the position number 7. Luca overtake Blade Master. In position number 3, he just overtook Rubinik without any issues, so I think it was a DRS zone that he used. In front of him there is a Church, and Church are losing 2 seconds to Cortex. So Stormcloud, if he wants to catch up with Cortex, he needs to make something. And maybe it won't be that easy with Church, because he's actually a really good driver. Revelation in pit stop, and no need for a safety car, so we made it, and Syntax overtaking Brenton. Brenton in the position number 9, Syntax currently in the position number 8. And we are again with Stormcloud behind Church. Master taking back position from CMR, Monolith overtaking Brenton, but we're still with the Stormcloud. So there is this fight for a point. Rubinik on the position number 3, so he So he overtook Cass. Church lost position number 1 because of the DRS that Stormcloud used. So it was a straight that worked for him. You could see the spoiler that was down. CMR on position number 12, just behind El Gurke, making it faster and faster. Now it was too fast. CMR out of the track, coming back, and Cortex is actually quite close to him. Seven laps behind us, still plenty to go, still plenty can happen, especially when you have drivers that close to each other. Now Stormcloud is losing, Church is losing 1.5 seconds to Stormcloud, so looks like Stormcloud is trying to run away from him and make sure that nothing bad will happen, and even if something bad gonna happen to him, he will still have plenty of time to react. Church in the pit stop, Stormcloud in the pit stop. I'm sorry, that's just Stormcloud in the pit stop, so that's already changed. So this compound didn't work long for him. Now it's the question, how many pit stops will Stormcloud take? But as far as I see, and as you notice, drivers change their tires quite fast, so it means that I think we'll go ahead here are 2 pit stops, and that might be some issue, especially that happens a few times. The drivers are missing their spots, so they are not braking that early. Now it's the question, what kind of tires they're gonna use, or they're gonna be mediums, or they're gonna be softs, or maybe there will be one crazy guy that's gonna just stay with 1 pit stop. It may happen. Prenten still behind Monolith. Now we got Stormcloud losing 10 seconds to Prenten, so that's quite a lot. And Cortex trying to overtake El Gurke, but not now. But so the distance is quite small, it's possible for him. Robenik in the pit stop, Church losing position because of... Okay, so Church is in the pit stop, so that was the reason. Can you show me that fast? So Cortex in position number 10 behind El Gurke. Now we're gonna see the DRS zone turn on, and here is Cortex much faster. This is also gonna give him a chance just to make sure everything will be just fine. So Cortex in the position number 6, El Gurke couldn't say anything, that was just the DRS that worked for Cortex. CMR, small problem, and he's out of the race. Don't know what happened there, but I think he hit the wall, it looked like it. So that's another driver that's out of the race. Revelation also hit the wall, and that's another driver out of the race. So only 15 drivers left. That was fast, and that was just a single accident, that was just single mistakes that lead to it. Oliver now will be promoted to position number 3 because Murphy is taking a pit stop. Ali keeping the position number 1, behind him there is a Syntax. But looks like that's Ali having a quite good tempo. Stormcloud the fastest lap as we can see. Now it's the fight for the pit stop, now it's the fight just to make sure everything is okay with your tires and you just keep them to the end. But I'm expecting one more pit stop. Some drivers do this on the lap number 10, some on the lap number 6, so we already see the difference in the setup, we already see the difference how drivers are using the tires, because it mostly belongs to the driver and how it works. Robin in position number 7 behind Kaz. Ali still on position number 1, and looks like the Syntax can keep his tempo. We're looking still for a Stormcloud trying to get through all the drivers, but now it's a fight between Robin and Kaz, and now they touch a little bit and that might end, but still in from the inside Robin. And obviously there will be a DRS zone. There is a DRS zone for Robin, so he will be much faster. That was the question, if he will make it through the corner. So even though he used the DRS zone, Kaz made it somehow. Bob Deacon behind Monolith. That's half-second difference between Bob and Monolith, so he'll try to make the distance shorter. El Gorka losing 1 second to Blade Master, Robinik half-second to the Kaz. Stormcloud slowly making it through, slowly getting closer to the Prenton. I think that will be the next fight, worth to see. With El Gorka. Ali definitely much faster from the Syntax. And that's Stormcloud using the DRS zone, so it was actually that fast. I couldn't notice it because, well, once you're gonna turn the DRS zone, Stormcloud knows how to use it, when to use it. And just to work for him, Robinik on the position number 6, so he took position of the Kaz. Still Kaz is quite close, so Robin need to make sure that everything is fine, so it won't lead to the counter attack. El Gorka overtaking Blade Master, so that's another fast 2-1 that was done. Now Stormcloud is after Syntax. There is a driver that has a blue flag, and Stormcloud, oh, that was close! Syntax didn't realize that Stormcloud is actually that fast, that close, and that fast, and now Stormcloud, thankfully, with a little bit of luck, he's making it to position number 2 without maybe major problems. That was something that shouldn't happen, but still it happened. Prenton is in the pit stop, Syntax also. Now it's just Stormcloud chasing Ali, and Ali is still on the first compound he started with, so looks like that Ali really knows how to drive it, but so we can see how this time is decreasing. It's actually melting. That fast Stormcloud is driving. So kind of pit stop, Deacon again getting closer to the Syntax. Church behind Kaz, and he will try to make it through. But now just is all above the Stormcloud, and looks like there is a chance for him to win this race. Now it's the question how long Ali can keep it, how long he can drive on this compound that definitely is not giving him enough grip. So that's Ali on our screen. And we can see how close Stormcloud is coming to him. It's already below 3 seconds difference between Ali and Stormcloud. So definitely we're gonna see a fight here, but now it's Church and Kaz fighting. Church used the DRS and was quite close. So they almost touched, and that could end as a tragedy, but thankfully both of them realized what is happening. So Cass kick on the left, and Church put his foot on his brake. Stormcloud 1.2, 1.1. And that will give him DRS on the straight. 0.2, so definitely Stormcloud gonna use it. Now is the question if Ali is gonna take a pit stop. That will be chance for him. No, that's not his strategy. Now it's the DRS zone used by Stormcloud, and you can see the difference in speed. A big difference, 0.3, 0.5 already, 0.7, and this time is just so fast, as a Stormcloud is on the track. Church made it on position number 5 in meantime. Cass on position number 6, still trying to fight back his position, the opponent in front of him. Olivier trying to overtake Deacon, and he's making it. So that definitely was faster, so the red Ferrari made it through. Deacon couldn't answer it. Cortex overtook Ali. I think it's time for Ali to take a pit stop, change the tires, because completely they are not working for him. If he wants to keep a good position, I think that's actually a really good time to make it. Yeah, both of them, so Cortex and Ali are taking a pit stop. Maybe one pit stop will be faster. You can see it. So again on the track we're gonna see Robin on the position number 2. But that's 10 seconds behind Stormcloud, so that's a lot. That's plenty for time for Stormcloud to think of his next step, next move. What is his strategy? Ali on the tracks behind Cortex. And behind Ali we got a Brenton with 3.5 second difference. Cortex position number 7. You can see Syntax and Monolith, so you can think of taking actually 2 positions at once. It mostly happens in that kind of challenge when the driver in the middle need to start worrying about, because if he's gonna overtake Monolith, the Cortex is gonna use this. Now let's see how it's gonna be. Syntax maybe small problems. Cortex don't want to push it too much. Definitely don't want to take the risks during that corner. But the straight might be the answer for them. Now small issue. Cortex didn't make it the right way. But still, Cortex can see everything what is happening in front of him. And that's Ali somehow, I just seen him. So I was really concentrated on the Cortex, I was really concentrated on the Syntax and the money what is happening, but somehow Ali showed up here. So Ali is jumping on the position number 7. Cortex will now try to gain some speed, but not enough space. Ali knows what to do, Ali knows how to behave to make sure it won't give him any problems. And now it's just 4 drivers really close to each other. One mistake from Monolith can cost him 3 positions.
Half race to go.
So as you can see here, half race to go, so we're in the middle of the race. Cortex overtook Ali, so he made it, as we can see on the corner. So small mistake from Ali, and now Cortex is back again in his position. Robinik is taking a pit stop, Syntax, and again fighting. So we got I think the RS turned on somewhere, and we got the Syntax in the position number 4. Monolith couldn't fight with it. So position number 5 for him, and Syntax looking for it. But let's drive with Ali right now and see how it's gonna look like. So Cortex behind Monolith. Vexov, Skylife, please don't use that kind of words, please. And Ali taking position number 6. Monolith could answer it again. Cortex, and small mistake from Ali. Too much shorter, who ended up in the wall. Thankfully the hit wasn't that bad. Monolith in position number 6, Cortex in position number 5, losing almost 1 second to Syntax. So Cortex need to get to himself. Need to understand that if the difference will just increase, he want to make it better. He want to make it to position number 4. It's definitely in his range, but he needs fight. Monolith, a small mistake costing him 3 positions, and he's going back to the pit. So that's actually a good thing. Robinik position number 9 behind Gurke. Now trying to overtake on the first corner. Was quite close, but he knew that he can't just keep it like that. Small danger. Master overtook Monolith. Pensionisti, small problems with the traction. Somewhere can see that he's fighting with the tires. However, we'll just go back to the normal. Cortex in position number 5 again, still behind Syntax. So the time decreased, the distance decreased. Now will be the chance for Cortex to use the RS. In front of him, he can see. Again, small problems, small mistakes from Cortex. Thanks to them, he's not making it. .6 the difference between him and Syntax used the RS because he could do it. So he decreased the time again, but still, these small mistakes are making him vulnerable to losing position. Now a small problem, small mistake from Syntax. He took it a little bit too far, and Cortex overtook him quite easily. So now is this nerve stress making it. 13 laps to go. Master in the pit stop. Stormcloud still in position number 1. Church is already losing 16 seconds to Stormcloud. That's plenty of time for a Stormcloud, so you can actually think what to do next. So now we got the Stormcloud in the pit. So that's another change of tires, so that will be the last one. So 12 laps to go only for the Stormcloud. Same Church. Church is also taking a pit stop, and you can see how the Stormcloud is going away. Now is the question where we are going to see Cortex, the fastest lap by him. And in front of him there is a Stormcloud, so Stormcloud had enough time to take a pit stop, change his tires, and still be on the position number 1. Now with the new compound, with new tires, he can make better laps, push it a little bit more. Robinik fighting with Church in front of him. Now we're a little bit too far, so I can see that drivers are actually having small problem with this corner. Thankfully it's not ending that bad. Cortex 0.5 to Stormcloud, so he can't make it that fast somehow. I don't know what is happening with this Stormcloud, but if he's not gonna make it a little bit faster, if his next lap won't be faster than Cortex, I'm gonna start more and maybe that will be the Cortex overtaking him. That was a driver that I think led drivers through. Kaz overtook... no, that was El Gurka actually, so Kaz for a second was in front of El Gurka, but he took it too far. He forgot about his brake point, it looks like. And El Gurka could take his position back. Deacon out of the track, cutting the grass, taking the mushrooms with himself. Thankfully he's back. 9 seconds to Monofin, so that's plenty of time. Now Kaz with DRS overtaking El Gurka, so now he could use it. Now is the question if El Gurka can keep the right distance so he can counter like on the same straight. 0.6, 0.7 and time is increasing, so it doesn't look like that El Gurka can keep his tempo. Now it's above 1 second. Cortex is still behind Stormcloud. Pensionisti, small problem with traction, I think, because I've seen him a few times fighting with vehicle. Now he's trying not to block the way, but yeah, it doesn't look it's gonna work. Stormcloud, the position number 1, he knew that he had to increase his tempo, and that's the fastest up for a Stormcloud, so below 1 minute 20. Church and Kaz, a small problem here. Thankfully nothing serious, at least doesn't look like. I was thinking for a second that there would be a chance for a safety car, but it's not. So the distance between drivers increased a little bit, so we won't see it that way, that there will be just multiple vehicle crash. I don't expect that kind of thing that will happen. Kaz on the position number 10. Just behind Monolith with a small difference in distance. Now Cascade, he took this corner a little bit better than Monolith. Charge getting closer to El Gurka, as you can see. Stormcloud making quite fast laps. Above half second difference between of him and Cortex on this one lap. So you can see how fast Stormcloud right now is. So now with the DRS for Kaz, let's see if he's going with it. He should do it. Definitely he should. Now we can see it's open and Kaz is taking every advantage he can. Now he's on the Monolith just to make sure that the breakpoint is just right, and Monolith couldn't answer to that attack. 9 laps to go. Monolith's too close, so he won't give it just like that. Now we can see that Church is getting closer to El Gurka, and that might be slow chance for him. Church unfortunately only position number 8. Ali on position number 4, Cortex taking a pit stop, so that was the reason, and Church overtaking. That was actually an easy one. Ali Gurk has more problem with the traction. Too much throttle again at the end of the corner. Or maybe it's just the tires that they don't work that well. Now Cortex fighting with Robinik. Cortex now is position number 5 now, and how he's trying to overtake him, and he's in front of him. Kaz fighting with Ali Gurk, so Ali Gurk is in another position. Strong out. 10 seconds of difference between him and Syntax. Ali in position number 3. I think that's something he was trying to hit on. So 3 seconds difference between him and Syntax. Prenton losing 5 seconds to Ali, so that's quite hard. And that's giving him a safe distance. Strong out slow, making up below 120. Monolith behind Ali Gurk and Kaz. 3 drivers are actually quite close to each other. Syntax taking pit stop, so Ali is on the position number 2. If Ali is not planning to make a pit stop, that could be position number 2 for him. But now is the question if Prenton is not faster. Monolith with DRS. Overtaking Ali Gurk, it was so easy. Ali Gurk was trying to defend himself, but the difference of speed between him and Monolith was actually too much to protect yourself from it. So I think that was just a matter of the last corner that Ali Gurk couldn't make it just right. Seven laps to go. Let Master on the position number 13, slowly improving his time. And again, a Cortex on our screen behind Prenton. So there is a pressure on the Prenton. If both of them and the Cortex fighting with the vehicle, that was actually really close to lose control. Thankfully, he made it. I think that's the experience because it was so little, it could actually go much worse. Thankfully Cortex knew what to do in that kind of situation, so he saved his life with it. Now Cortex just overtaking his Prenton. He was just faster, Prenton couldn't say anything about it. So that's another attack that is left without anything. So now it's the Cortex behind Ali. Now it's the question if Ali is fast enough to not see Cortex is so close to him. But the time between him and Cortex is slowly decreasing. It might be the tires that they don't work for Ali. If he's trying to make it through the one pit. Here is our answer. Here is why this time is decreasing so fast. We're gonna go over have 3 seconds now, it's just below 2. So just a matter of time when Ali will be in trouble because Cortex is gonna use a DRS. We could see the Prenton lost position because of Robinik. Cortex half second behind Ali. Now Ali, he's really not that fast. We can see on the corners that he doesn't have that much grip as other drivers do. So it's definitely tires that don't work. So Ali is trying to save the rest of it. And we are having some more issue here, so that's again Pensionisti with small issues, Damelo with a pit stop issue, and Cortex are out of the track. Same Ali going through the grass. Don't know what happened there, but Rubin's on position number 2, and Ali, I think, is so angry. Now he protects himself from Brenton. Cortex in position number 5. Not it will be a small issue because we also have a Syntax here using DRS. Now he's trying to overtake Cortex, and Ali is trying to run away from these guys just to make sure he won't be eaten too. Cortex position number 5, now trying to overtake Brenton, and that's Syntax looking at everything what is in front of him. Church 3 seconds behind him. Syntax trying to find his place, trying to find some space that he could use. But it's not easy. Ali slowly running away. Brenton losing 1.5 second to him. So it's not the safe distance. But Cortex and Syntax gonna try to do something. Try to make actually the last effort because we have 3 laps to go. Stormcloud on number 5. Robinik losing above 20 seconds to him. And now we got the DRS straight, so Cortex on the DRS, same as Syntax. And that's 3 drivers, and let's see where Syntax will land. But that was Cortex knowing what to do. He know that he just need to take the corner as the line says. And he just done it. So Brenton on the position number 6. Syntax on the position 5 and Cortex on the position number 4, but that is showing us Church on the position number 7. It is actually quite close. Now we could see that Cortex used a mistake that OHO Syntax used. So Syntax somehow, we could see that he started breaking the point that didn't have any reason. And Cortex just reacted fast and overtook him just quite easily. Maybe that's because of some damage, because we've seen drivers few times out of the track. And that possibly led to some damage took in the front of his vehicle. But still Syntax quite close. Keeping the distance, 2 laps to go. Ali losing his position, so Cortex is in position number 3. Ali won't give it up that easy now. He's trying to change it. But there is still Syntax on his right side, and that might be a big problem for him. So that's 2 positions he lost at once. I need to keep distance and use the DRS on the next lap. And Cortex is running away. Syntax knows if the difference will be too high, he won't be able to use DRS. Ali also 1 second behind this, and they really need to get closer to each other if they want just to do it 1 second, just to change something. And Church out of the track. Robinik on the position number 2, Stormcloud on position number 1, and that's almost 30 seconds of difference. And now you can see the Cortex still on the position number 3, Ali losing another one because of Church. and Ali is taking pit stop. So it's a tire race that didn't work well for him. That's actually so bad. So Ali was trying to keep it. Ali was trying to make sure he can keep the tempo on the tires, but maybe that was just that limit he was going through, the line that you can't simply cross. Now Ever got a difference above 1 second, and we have a leader on a final lap. So Stormcloud slowly ending the first race of the season. And Church and Oliver Brenton fighting her. Brenton hit Church. Church was trying to protect himself. Now if Church can keep that position. Now just keep a look where is Sokol. Still quite far away, so there will be one more lap for Church at Brenton. So Church knows that he needs to go as fast as is possible. Now we got Cass overtaking Brenton. He's faster, so that's a DRS, I think, working for him. DRS zone he used, and Cass landing on the position number 6. 2 seconds to charge. And where is Taklam? So the winner of the first race. Even though there was some issue and I was thinking that maybe it won't be it, but it is. The winner of the first season, Stormcloud. So congratulations to him, Blade Master. At the last lap he hit the wall. Monolith on the position number 8, still fighting with Brenton, and that's actually the last corners he has. So if he wants to make use of it, he needs to do it right now. He knows it now. Oh, there we got some problem here. I think that Brenton was actually blocking, so that's not the way it's supposed to be. So stewards will take a look at this. Rubinek finished on the position number 2, Cord on the position 3, Syntax on the position number 4, Church on the position number 5, Cass and Brenton quite close. And that's a Monolith just behind Olivier, and that's the straight. Oliver's not leaving him enough space, and who's first? Brenton. Still Brenton made it, but I think he blocked Monolith, so I'm not sure if there will be any penalty for him. So unfortunately the safety car wasn't used in that race. So that's me. So I was already hoping that I'm gonna use the safety car, so now it's the time to do it. Oh, here's the one guy that I can hit. Let's do it, and that's Monolith that will just receive a big thank you from me. From the safety car. Just had to do it. So plenty of things that didn't go through my mind as they're supposed to do. So I think it's just about the safety car I was thinking all the time. And I just couldn't find 2 words to describe some things that I could just do as normal. But that's the first race after quite a long break of doing it in the English. So I hope the next ones will be just better. So the next race of the F1 will be the painful Monaco. See you tomorrow on the next stream, and take care. Stephanie out.